understand for someone like you, Edward, who's come out of the military, but for someone who's just been a drifter and doing everything on my own for my whole adult life, I didn't really understand how a male hierarchy works, how a group works, the levels, and each guy obeys the guy above him. So
brotherhood and structure.
Exactly. Brotherhood and structure, which I really appreciated, and it's a very important part of life, whether it's the lodge or not. Obviously, these days I'm saying not so much. You can find that elsewhere. But just being introduced to those concepts was very important to my growth as a man. And then I was reading about philosophy, and there's all these degrees to get, and the Master Craftsman program, and the Scottish Rite, where you really get into the history of Masonry. And I just found it very fascinating. And that word is important. Fascinating, not just being interested, but almost like consuming. Fascinating in a way that it kind of sucks your attention and it draws you in deeper and deeper. I think I use this phrase in my book, on the Masons and their lies, which I got an old version of right here.
I'm just looking in regard to, satanic Freemasonry. Roman Catholicism for Protestants, pretty much. They call themselves Christians, a lot of them. They're Roman Catholics. It's just disgusting. It's Satanism. Anyway, so I tried sleeping in the cart, and I didn't really. Or did I actually fix it for 4G? I'm filming with my old mobile because, in regards to the new mobile, I'm not entirely. It's just nonsense. You think you go to a new mobile and you get less issues, right? Of course, it is keeping, the heat. It doesn't have the heat issues and all that, like this one. But there's so many issues with this nonsense, It's just incredible that they can sell a mobile like that. And I was talking to someone I know yesterday on the telephone, and he had issues hearing me on the speaker, which I've seen that others had issues, although I tried it. And it seemed to, the first time I tried, it seemed to go pretty good. But apparently, yesterday that I did it, he had issues so I don't know if it's adjusting things. So it, who knows? So it might actually work worse sometimes and better other times. I don't know. But I tried to flip the phones around and called him again, and apparently it became a lot louder. So that's kind of sad. So apparently you have some issues in regards to that, and there's multiple other issues in regards to turning the camera doesn't work in regards to live streaming and all that, right? It doesn't turn the camera, and it's just disgusting. And it's just all these issues that it's just, it just keeps on going with issues. So it doesn't really, and of course all the Android nonsense. But anyway, that's how it is, So I try to, I have a SATA hard drive with the M2 plug, and I bought a converter, but apparently I bought a converter that is making it longer than actually. There are some of those converters, print converters, that is not, a little smaller in length, and sadly it just doesn't fit in regards of, I need to either modify it a little more to make it fit, or I need another print. I've ordered 2 other prints that, who knows how long that will take to get, but one of them I probably will be getting pretty quickly because that's Amazon. The other one probably 14 days to 28 days or something like that. So I've ordered 2 more and different to see if I can make it less of a length. It seems like there's nearly 5 millimeters less, and that's pretty much what I need for it to actually fit. But we'll see. If it doesn't work, I'll need to do some further adjustment on. But it is working. It's see if we can turn it around here. It is working at the moment. Well, it's a little hard to see with all the light, right? But yeah, that's the thing, and it's sitting on this those diode things. It's just not making it. Let's see here if we can see it like on here level. So it's hanging on there. and it's working. Although I tried to move my Windows 7, my main Windows 7 system, but apparently it took hours and hours. I ended up going to bed because it was so, it didn't finish, and it took hours and hours and hours and hours and more hours, and it just took huge amount of time. So, but it was done when I came down in the morning, and sadly, it wouldn't boot. And I tried to look into the internet in regards of fixing the boot and all that, and yet it's just nothing. It didn't work. And I used this application, for I think a 16 gigabyte hard drive, moving it to the 128 gigabyte, and it worked, but not this time. Now, of course, I'm moving 128 gigabyte to a 2 terabyte hard drive. Well, nearly 1.81, I think, or 1.87 gigabyte. They're never honest about how much they actually have. But it's just deception all over in this world. So I thought maybe there's a problem in regards of this adapter thing with the hard drive, and maybe Windows 7 won't really work, because I tried to fix the boot thing and all that in regards of the command prompt, in regards to the installations and all that, and it just didn't work. It did find the system some of the times, but it just didn't work. It just made some other error when it tried to boot up and all that. So I was kind of thinking maybe it's not working at all, just installing Windows 7, right? But it is. Okay, I installed the Windows from my main installation, and it takes around an hour or so, to get into, but it's working, so I know that it's working. I can get it working. The thing is, do I need to reinstall everything and move everything from the other system to this to actually, it would have been nice if I could just have moved the installation from one place to another place and have it working, right? But that, it might be that I just need to try again. It might just have failed where actually it might work, but you never know. Sometimes when you do the same thing over, you sometimes get different results. That's just how it sadly is. With technology, you can try multiple times the same exact thing, and yet you get a different result. You have this guy, is it Einstein or something like that? I can't remember. Saying that doing the same thing over and over is lunacy or something like that, or is crazy or whatever. I guess he never tried a computer. I guess that's before his time. But technology is made these days, like, it just becomes more and more insane how it works. It works pretty much like a woman. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. It's just terrible. It's just not either or not as it should be. It's maybe. Maybe it's working. Try again. Maybe you'll be, maybe it will work next time, right? But anyway, so the more insanity they put into the systems of this, and you get then different results. It's just, well, anyway. So I've installed it and it's working in regards to Windows 7, and so that's great. So I think I'm going to try. I do have one of these trial hard drives I have that I got for cheap. I have one that I haven't been, I just installed Windows 7, never really got to use it. So that's one of these where I can just use it. So I think I'm going to try to again attract the system, which actually took less time than actually restoring, and it's also taking, which is also insanity. It's just stupid. It's just bullshit. It's storing the empty space. I've seen that on Android as well. So you need more. You have something, right? And you might have 80 gigabyte of empty space or something like that, maybe even more. and it's storing all the empty space. How stupid are these programmers, you know? It's just insanity these days, you know. So you misuse a lot of the information, and the computer needs to work more in regards to restoring things, because it's restoring all the empty space, you know. Just insanity. It's opening the packages with the empty space to restore the empty space, you know. It's just madness, absolutely madness. But that's how it is, you know. It's like incredible. It just gets more mad and mad, you know. Insanity just is normalized in these days. It's just absolutely insanity. But anyway, so that's the same way this works when I'm doing this. I have this program bootable thing where you can extract the system and restore it and all that. And it, you know, it worked the first time I used it like that. But so I'm not entirely sure why it wouldn't work with the other thing. Now I understand that it's a kind of a, it should be somewhat of the same hard drive, but just with another plug, which of course the converter or whatever, you know, should fix, right? But yeah, it just apparently it wasn't working, and it takes I don't know how many hours, you know, but it was finished when I got down, and I slept a good amount of hours. But at least it was finished when I came down. It's just a huge amount of hours. It's interesting how that it actually was faster to gather all the information. Apparently the plug apparently was a lot faster to do that. So this is something, you know, when you go to sleep, you put it, you know, but you begin to do it, and then you just let it do, you know, you wake up and maybe it's done, right? Hopefully it's done when you wake up. But yeah, so I'm in kind of the thing I'm going to do is to, you know, fix another image of Windows 7 that I usually use, try to copy it from one standard hard drive to another standard hard drive, and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, then okay. If it works, then I should be able to do it with the other one as well and have it working. At least I didn't know if it works, right? I at least know if it's actually working. You know, if there's nothing wrong with the process as such, right? But I will have to ruin my installation then of Windows 7, and if then after the restoration, if it doesn't work, then I will have to reinstall Windows 7 again. And I don't know, maybe I could also just, you know, have this and then install the things that, you know, but it would have been nice if I could just, you know, move over the thing. But I kind of have nearly all the drivers installed again on, and of course I need a little setup in regards to this, and of course that will be smashed again if it takes a lot of time to set up a system as well, even if I've done a lot of things already to make it a lot more smooth, you know. So but yeah, so now at the moment it's installing all the Visual C++ all-in-one runtime thing, you know. It's a, you know, automatically script that installs everything in regard to that. So that's what it's doing at the moment. The next thing I'm going to do is take my main system hard drive. This is the one, the MSATA, which have the standard plug, you know. It's a little broader than the new kinds of plugs. And I wonder if there's something that is zooming more in regards to the... No? Okay. No, maybe I don't have... It seems a little broad in regards to the camera. Of course, I can just zoom maybe in, right? Oh, okay. There we go. But it just seems like it's getting pretty wide, you know? Anyway, of course that's also okay, but, you know, it just keeps... But I have these. These are the ones that I've been using for testing, installing Linux, Windows 2000, trying to install XP, although that never really, you know, trying different things, installing Windows 7 over and over again and all that. These has been pretty good to test out. They're 128 gigabytes, so not that big. But they've been doing, the thing that I needed them for. And now that I finally have the main hard drive, so I just need to have that sorted out. That's the main hard drive for the computer. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things goes. So yeah, I'll put this one in and I'll try to extract it. It will take a couple of hours again, but then yeah, and then trying to move it over to number 2. So this is number 4. I'll move it over to number 2 that already have a Windows installation, but I didn't so it doesn't matter in regards of breaking it again. And I guess then I just have a backup of this or whatever, whatever the case, I'll try that while sleeping and then I'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, then okay, right, I'll just give up on that. If it works, I think I'll try once more with the other one. And if it fails again, I'll new install it and redo all the things, whatever. Yeah. So, but yeah, a lot of waste of time, but then it's done, right? Then I have pretty much completed my Windows 7 thing, pretty much. Then it's pretty much there, I don't need to, it's really at the point of being, finished, there's a lot of other things I can do with this project. I would have liked to see Windows 2000 work and all that, but at least the Windows 7 thing will be finalized as a main system to use, and 128 gigabyte can become a little too little if you're using it. I think I'm using like 80 gigabytes at the moment for my Windows 7, so I still have some storage, right? But you can easily run dry. It will be a lot harder with the other one. And I guess I can actually move all the data I have from and sort it out that I have on the other hard drive, and actually just begin to sort that out. And there's a lot of virus thing, this and that and all that, and pretty much begin to, that would be nice to, moving it over to a fast hard drive. Although I had some issues in regards to moving some of the files. It's just so annoying with, the files are too long or this and that, this nonsense. You just get tedious with the madness. But yeah, it would actually be pretty nice if I could actually just move that over to that single hard drive and begin to, then maybe have most of my data on one single storage thing. I think I'll do that. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then maybe, I guess I can use those others for backups or something like that. These very, very slow devices, old hard drives and all that. You could use it as a backups, just backup, whatever, of the C drive or something like that. That would be pretty much, I guess, possible. I guess you might be able to actually get a program, or I could maybe in regards of Linux, or maybe just copy the data. I can take the main thing actually and just put it over on USB key and just copy all the data from one place to another place. But of course that would be something that you do when you go to sleep, pretty much. You wouldn't want to do that if, while, it's a sleep project, when you go to sleep. But yeah, the card from the card thing, the Thermal Rest Light card, don't buy it. It's terrible, absolutely terrible. Don't buy it. I slept in it today, or last night. Just fixing it together, made it break 6 places. Although it's still usable, it's not making it like go apart, because it still have a lot of other places where it actually, pulls when you're putting it, but it's just incredible that it broke all these places already, collecting it together. And you don't, when you lay in it, it's not really, you don't feel that good laying in it compared to the other one, I think. Although it was nice that it was bigger, compared to the what was it, the Helinox. It was bigger than the Helinox Lite. As far as I know, they only have the Helinox Lite in one version, and it's a little too small. It would be nice with a little wider and a little longer, And I actually don't know in regards to the length, actually. Because if it actually becomes more wide, it might actually not be an issue in regards to the length. Actually, in some sense, the thermal rest Light Card Large actually felt like it might be actually a little too big, So it's, yeah. But it was nice to be able to have your hands, without hitting a bar, So that was pretty good. Okay, I think I've installed all the Visual C runtime things and all that. That's probably all the things that needs to be installed in the system. But anyway, let's turn it off. And I'll just fix this and I guess this backup system and try to make another backup of it and just let it run and have the other computer that I can use still, which still uses a lot of energy, and I haven't given it away yet. Of course, it's getting very close to just getting rid of it. I have made a Windows thing for it, so the next user can, use a plain Windows. So I'll just delete my own Windows version because you never know in regards of, or take it later to the side or something like that, or check it before deletion or something like that. In any case, let's get this on. So this is my little hard drive, new hard drive. It's actually a very cheap hard drive from King Chucks or something like that, 2 terabyte. Doesn't cost much, actually the cheapest option I could find. And this is how it looks. And then with the print that I've modified on a lot of levels, but it's sadly just still too long when you fix it together in regards to the hard drive and put it down. It's sadly just still too long to be in the computer. It's still working, it's still working, but it's just too long. But the thing is, you can actually get things where it has these, that's around a couple of millimeters, maybe less than 5 millimeter, but a couple of millimeters that you could actually, 3 millimeters or so, where you could actually put the thing, further closer to the connection. And I've ordered 2 of those that is a lot closer, or is closer, not a lot closer, but closer. And that would give me, 3 millimeter more, hopefully. That might actually be enough for me to actually, have it fit. So I have to modify things as well and all that, but as when things comes around, but we'll see. See how that goes. So yeah. Anyway, high temperature. There we go with this. That's of course the bad thing with this mobile. That's the worst thing with the LTV20. That's the heat issue. That's the the new phone I have don't get heat issue at all, and you can record with it and all that. It's without any issue, and it keeps around 40 degrees or something like that. But it has a huge metal thing that it uses as a cooling to also keep it not not to keep it what do you call it, so it doesn't break and all that. So it has a huge metal piece in it that it actually uses for cooling, so it never really gets really hot. This one gets hot. Doesn't really have much cooling for the CPU, so when you use the camera like this, you end up with a hot mobile. That's very annoying. Although maybe I can actually do it in another way. Maybe it's the camera app that also ends up, let's see if we can, let's see here. Didn't it, yeah, it did turn around last time, right? Didn't I have the, I think I had it, yeah, correctly turned around. But anyway, okay, let's see here. We need to have some lightweight. That's my home page. That's a lightweight home page, or well, something. Let's take this one or whatever. And let's see if we can just get a camera here and see if that will keep cool. There we go. Oh, although it's kind of a little less, you know, it's not so broad, but as long as it's not keeping it hot, it's better than nothing. Oh, is it? Why is it actually? Yeah, that seems to work. Okay, so we are into the Windows thing here. I'll just turn that off, and I'm going to get the, what is that? No. Kind of not easy when it's like, you know, black. Where could it be? No. Oh, there we go. So, and by the way, I have. Uh-oh, why did it turn off the mobile? You kidding me? Why did it do that? Incredible. Did I tell it to? Do I actually have like shortcut thing in regards of, you know? It might be set on a mode to. You're gonna be kidding me with this, all these nonsense things. But yeah, it's a little hot, that's for sure. You can feel that it's hot. Second screen, brightness. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Who set it to that? I didn't do that. Keep screen turned on, yeah. Or 15 minutes. Yeah, well, just keep it on, right? Okay, there we go. But yeah, the mobile is, you know, you can feel that it's hot. It's very sad that it doesn't control things better. Yeah, I have this. This is like a USB thing where you can actually put the hard drive over in. So I don't think I will use it as a, but I can use it for the hard drive. So you can just, you know, that's pretty good if I wanna move files and all that to back them up or something like that. Okay, let's see here. Okay, we have this one. And we'll, I don't know if this backing the thing actually supports USB 3.0 and all that, but of course if it doesn't do that, of course it takes a lot longer. Why is the keyboard not working? Oh well, there we go. So we'll just fix that, and then I have the other computer that I can use, and this will just stand and do its thing for a good amount of hours, and we'll just try it all over again. That's just stupid. Actually, I'm not sure I can actually run this. Yeah, it should be, you know, Linux should be able to boot from USB. Yeah, okay, we'll see. If it doesn't work with the keyboard and all that, we'll quickly figure that out, I guess. Let's put it in. It is an old SSD, but it's not very fast compared to, you know, compared to modern days SSDs and all that. But it was actually terrible in regards to small files, so maybe that was why it took so long. But it took me a long time to make this boot thing and all that, and I don't want to, you know. Well, I could have, you know, let's check this out. I could have used this, you know, but it's only 128 gigabyte, so, you know, but you could have made this into it, and then of course it would have made things a lot quicker. But it's only 128 gigabytes, so, you know, that was on me in some sense. I just wanted to try it out to see how fast they were, and yeah. And it's not bad, you know, the SanDisk SSD is not bad, you know, and it has, you know, you can put it to your keys and it's not weighing much and all that. Although it's not as fast as the hard drives, or stable as the hard drives, SSDs that I fixed, but it is, it's pretty, you know, it's not weighing much and it's working and it's okay fast. You know, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's workable for sure. But you can get it up to 1 terabyte. The SSDs you can get up to 2 terabyte. So that's a difference. So yeah, I guess we'll just, you know, try making a backup again. And yeah, have it standing working. I'll need to check the battery if that is, you know, I don't want to have it turn off while it's doing its thing, right? Then we'll have to do it all over again. Well, it seems like, where's my mouse? Apparently I don't have the mouse in. Oh, there we go. Let's see, let's get the mouse in. There we go. Not sure why that wasn't in. Let's see here. Pull here. There we go. Looking master record, non-PXE files, operating systems, and polling device image to USB. Yeah, and I will just fix a little way. We'll take the keyboard off. We don't need that anymore, and we'll just use the mouse here to say okay. So that's pretty much it. It's going to pull the device or the things off the hard drive, and that will take a good amount of hours. And well, we can put this in here. We'll have a little screw somewhere. Let's just fix the screw in this little thing here. Oops. Two different sizes of heads for the screws. I didn't really know in regards of. Both of them works, but this is the smallest, which, you know, both works for what it's, but it of course has less grip and all that when it's smaller, but that might be a good thing in regards, well, in regards of being smaller in the head, might be a good thing in regards to the trying to get it down. But this is how it looks, right? This is, you know, it's looking, let's see, where's the camera? It's down here. There we go. So that's how it looks. Moved a lot of the things from the bottom side. So it's typical. Anyway, I'll just wait with that. I'll call him back. Anyway, so that's how it looks, and so yeah, but again, it's too long, and you can, you know, if it just was a little little, you know, not that long, I could actually, but hey, I'll figure out something. So we'll see the ones that I have on the way. Hopefully we'll make it shorter, a couple of millimeters, and that should hopefully do it. But I don't know, we'll see. There's a chip that is in, you know, in the, and there's, you know, in regards of the thing here that just sticks out, is kind of a thing. But we'll see. But it's nice to see, you know, at least I now have it working. Right now I have something where I can actually, you know, begin to do what I want with this. So at least I can work on this, and I can just swap it over in one of the others, I believe, hopefully, without any issues, and shorten the length maybe. So we'll see. But now at least I can work on this and fix it with Windows 7 and make that ready and see if maybe I can also move all those files on the 2 terabyte hard drive, which sadly I still have issues with, and also run some antivirus and check everything, and it should go a little, although you don't have the CPU thing, which might make things slower, but at least in regards to the hard drive, it should have, the weak point is probably the CPU in regards of, but the hard drive is, the hard drives are pretty fast, so that's, it's yeah. I don't know if it's maximizing the thing, but I think it might, but I'm not sure. I haven't tested this on on something where I've seen it go quicker or whatever. It doesn't matter anyway. It is what it is, and it was a cheap option, and it's pretty fast. So it's not bad. It's just, of course, it's not fast to compare to many other computers, right? But compared to this little small device and all that, it's pretty good. And moving from that to the USB is going to be pretty quick back and forward and all that without any issues. So, but yeah, sure, it could be interesting to see if I actually maximize the system in regards to speed, of course. Been interesting, I think I got up to 271 megabyte when I just looked at it. So, but I don't know if it actually can go quicker than that. I could go into the buy page. Maybe they have some reviews or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. That was eBay. Do they have like a? I know Amazon have the things, and then you can see sometimes some results and all that. I might just go in on eBay. I think it is. Let's go into eBay. eBay. Where's my keyboard? Why didn't I fix that? Oh, there we go. On eBay, someone should have fixed some results to see what it's maximizing out to be. My eBay, my recently purchased history. Apparently it's not logged in. I'm not logged in regards to this either. Typical. I'm not sure why it's not remembering these data from one computer to another. It should remember the things because it's portable applications, and yet it seems like it's not. It seems like it's not. It seems like it's not remembering when I, go from one place to another, and it should do that as a portable device. So, but that's Opera browser. I don't know. Maybe I need some kind of other portable thing to fix it. Maybe one is better than another. There's two different. Actually, there's the native version of Opera portable, which apparently does it. Then there's this one, which I think is a standard portable from I can't remember. Anyway, and then actually I think there might be another version of portables as well. So I have 3 versions I could check out and see if one actually works better and doesn't do this. Anyway, let's see, 2 terabyte, select, blah blah blah, and let's see here if there is any. Yeah, here we have the results, 460 megabytes. So it should, maximize the thing because the hard drive should be faster than the system. So it says 460 megabyte in regards of read and 368 megabytes in write. And I don't even get over 300, so it should maximize the slim client, which is fine. So that's, yeah. So even if it's the cheapest hard drive that I've been able to find in regards to this, it seems to still maximize, as far as I can see, maximize the, what do you call it? Oh, use the whole thing, So that's nice. There we go. King Junction SSD. Yeah. Although it doesn't really feel like quality, but as long as things are working right, it's not. that's fine. But I guess it's nice that it's not so heavy. It's just lightweight. But it doesn't really feel like it's hugely quality thing and all that. You could put some. I don't know if that's needed, but you could put some cooling, I guess, on one of the. I don't know how hot it gets, but yeah, you could take some cooling on the chip, if that gets too hot. But again, it doesn't maximize its level, so that should be less of a risk, as far as I know, in regards to the data transfer. So now it's fixing the operating system, and yeah, that took a lot. It took some hours last time I did that. And as far as I know, the hard drive should max out the computer, so that's fine. And I still need to look into all the virus and all that. So that's fine. TIO Prime, yeah. And here we have, that's gigahost and me email. Great. Yeah. And then I have this Freemason things, and I guess I'm getting to a point where I'm just I'm sick and tired of all this satanic, I'm getting, what do you call it? Full. I'm pretty much full. I'm getting tired of listening to it's all satanic bullshit, all nonsense all around, and it's pretty visible these days. So. Anyway, that's working. The card is just, go get the Helinox. I would like to try the Helinox 1, that is the newest version, although it's not as lightweight as the two others, but it might be pretty good. It seems like that's kind of the, next in line, right? So. Yeah. So that's the plan for the computer, at least. Trying to move this, make a backup, move it over to another device and see if it's working. If it's working, I know at least the backup is not the problem. And then try one more time to move it over to the new hard drive, or to the main hard drive, I guess, because I guess the hard drive is not so old anymore. It's some time since I got it. I've been testing it with the USB things, SSD USB things, compared to the other one I have as well, which is using as an SSD now for portable applications. And you could use this as well from SanDisk, that seems to work pretty good as well in regards of the speed is pretty good, but yeah, it did have harder time to move larger. It began to go down in regards of its speed when you begin to use it, further and move a lot of files. So it just totally goes down, Whereas the one that I have now, that was the best option of the three, and I've kept that. Although that was also more expensive than I would have liked, but that was The idea was to actually get this cheap hard drive and fix it with a case, and then use that, right? Because then you could actually get a cheaper option than this and actually get double the size, and pretty much also better, overall better speed in some sense. So and you can get it cheaper than this, although it is wider and it's heavier, and it's actually longer to have in you, because you can fix this down, then it actually becomes shorter than the others. So this would be easier to actually have in your keys, It's not so heavy. It's and not as wide, and yeah. But whatever, and it also has one of these for the keychain, right, where you can actually have it in. That's a problem with the other one I have. I'll need to figure out something. I've been thinking that I could, there's a hole for the screw, and if I just, bore that through, if I have a, although that's the screw to actually fix it together. But if I bore that out and fix some tape, sadly, I don't think I have some of that wonderful tape I had in the past. I think I've used all that wonderful tape, and I gave some of it away many years ago, and it was just the best tape that I've ever used, wonderful tape. It's just, you could, lengthen it, and it was very, just the best tape that I've used, wonderful tape that just, you could, it could really hold things together, and it was, just wonderful tape. So sad that I don't have more of that, and I'm not entirely sure where to get that kind of tape, but that was absolutely amazing tape. Black tape that was like electricity tape, yet electricity tape that actually did a huge, that was very, very, solid, and just great tape, 100% great tape, compared to a lot of the other things that you buy, and I just don't know what it is, I know where it came from in regards of those. There were some light modules that, and that was taped to every single one of these light modules. That's how I got the tape, because, my colleague wanted to throw it out, and I was like, no, I'll take that, we don't want to, that's great tape, So I had this whole bag of this wonderful tape. Oh, it's just so good tape, amazing tape, absolutely amazing. So, but I don't have more of that, but I could have used that to just make a round a couple of times, and that would have kept the thing closed. Of course, I can still fix something, but many of these electricity tapes are just not really that endurant. You could stretch the other tape, you can stretch it while turning it around, and it kept its oh, it's just wonderful. It was perfect tape, absolutely perfect tape, I have no idea who produces it or who makes it, but absolutely tape, best tape ever used, that I ever used, that's for sure. Used it for a lot of things, but sadly, I don't know who made it. Maybe in regards to those light sources, probably made it, but then of course you would need to figure out who made those light sources, because I don't have any packages from that and all that. But maybe I could find the light sources, maybe on the internet or whatever, I don't know, and ask them if they have some of that incredible, wonderful tape. I could even buy a light source to get the tape, but that might be a little too much, So, Opera Key Exportable. It's the browser that I'm trying now. You can make different colors. It's pretty much Opera, although one of the reasons why I went back to this Opera GX was actually that someone complained that it was loading all the tabs, and it's like a feature that I actually would like, It's just, everybody goes into La La Land these days, so it's very few browsers that actually works like the good old days. The idea is that you're actually sitting on one page and reading while it's loading all the rest of the pages in the background. So when you are finished on one page, you just push the next page and everything is loaded. But, we went into La La Land, right? So that's not how things are working anymore. Just incredible. Oh, insanity. There's, I think, two browsers that there's two browsers that pretty much still does it, but they have issues in regards to websites, and they are sadly slow. And kind of on this little slim device, you kind of want something that is fast and not slow, you know. But yeah. So that's how it is. Oh, I have some. When you date a single mother, 98.7% failure. What is that? 98.7% failure. Let's see what we have.
We'd be good together. Don't you think?
No,
Why?
because I'll break your heart.
Maybe I'll break yours.
Nobody breaks my heart.
Men of TikTok, I guess, or particularly single dads, but D all the above. How exactly are we supposed to know that you're single? Because it gets really confusing and I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
Do you know what the best part about dating a single mom is? The snacks. Is that fruit by the foot or love by the foot?
Do you know what's the best part of being a simp? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Welcome back, guys, to another video of when you date a single mother. And if you are new to my channel and enjoy my content, a sub would be really appreciated.
Nobody wants to date me. I want to date you. I find you really attractive and I think that we should go out. Go away.
You would never need another lover.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu!
It's the bear!
Don't say that.
Man, she never had a little black man. But man, I ain't never seen her ass like.
Hey, Daddy.
This is for all my dudes out there trying to pursue a single mom, okay? Let me give you 3 tips to help you out. Number 1, if she has her own house, her own car, her own job, pays her own bills, and supports her and those kids by herself, she does not need you. She might want you, but she doesn't need you. You are just an option. She made it before you came along. She'll make it after you're gone. Number 2, her kids are her number 1 priority. So if you don't feel the same, you might as well hit the road, Jack. And number 3, do not BS her. She doesn't have time for booty calls and games.
So this is the biggest simp I ever saw in my life. He's dating a single mother and he admits that she doesn't need him. He is just an option. This is why the dating world today is so screwed up, because of simps like him. Please don't be like him. Don't be a simp.
Good morning. Good morning. Let's talk about dating. Let's talk about dating a single mom. Like, I gotta respect people's times. Single dad, single mom, no kids, whatever. Everybody's time should be respected. And if somebody is willing to or trying to give you their time, listen. I know the single moms, once you don't take us up on that offer, or you fail on us, or you bail on us, so you probably done got blocked, put on Do Not Disturb, number deleted, all of the above. Because the one thing we're not about to do is play with our free time. No, thank you. Because I could go get my child, or I could be spending it with my child, or heck, I could be spending it on myself, laying on my couch, eating a pizza. Don't judge me. That's what I like to eat when I'm kid-free. A pizza, frozen pizza, watch TV, have some wine. Good to go. But yeah, respect people's time. Be nice.
Yes, guys, I agree. You should respect their time. So just don't bother with single mothers at all.
Good morning, beautiful.
careful. Let me tell you something. When these men want to date you and they say shit about a single mother, like, oh, she got all this masculine energy, you too strong to let a man in. Let me tell you something. However strong I am, trust and believe there's a man out there whose machismo matches my energy, okay? You don't have to get on your knees for nobody. You're the only adult in your house, paying all the bills, cleaning the shit up, nurturing and raising everybody inside, making sure everybody's good. That makes you the head of household. You are in charge. That means you have to protect, provide, and nurture. You got to play all roles. Maybe you weren't designed to do all those things, but now that we're here, this is the load that we carry. The lion is king of the jungle, but the lioness, she's a straight killer. She's a predator. She's the one who goes out and hunts and kills and brings the food. But in the presence of her king, she turns into a little pussycat, honey. So if you know that type of lion king energy, don't blame that shit on me. Talking about I'm too masculine. Maybe somebody else needs to step it up a notch, right?
So you heard it here first, guys. If a single mother is too masculine, you need to be even more masculine. Why date a single woman that is feminine when you can be with a strong, independent, very masculine single mother?
He's 35 and he should know better than to speak the way that he's speaking about children. I mean, you can say I don't want to have children or date somebody that has children because it's not my thing. I'm not good around kids. I don't really care for kids. Blah, 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 something like that. But to call children baggage is disgusting. Single mothers, most work their ass off and try to make their children have a good life and try to make them have a healthy, non-toxic environment. So we certainly don't want douchebags like that guy around our kids if they consider them baggage. Baggage to me is something you just lug around and throw around and put your shit in. And that's not what you should, reference children to. I'm sorry, but there's deliverance, and he needs to grow up. I don't care for children, therefore I don't date women with children. Ta-da!
Yes, ma'am, you are correct. And
Well, it's not like that, a man might love children, but he kind of wants his own children, right? That he uses his energy and resources and, yeah.
understand that your children are very important to you, but you only see the point of view from a woman's eyes, from a woman's perspective. You don't understand how men think. To a man, another man's child is just baggage. It's easy, it's not complicated.
Here's the thing. If he doesn't... Aw, he just texted me. Shoot. I'm happy.
When he asked me if he was the only one I was talking to, I said yes. And I wasn't lying.
What the? Shoot, I'm happy, like, what is it? Oh man, what's that?
Here's the thing. If he doesn't... Aw, he just texted me. Shoot. I'm happy.
When he asked
Okay, yeah, women are just, oh my.
me if he was the only one I was talking to, I said yes. And I wasn't lying. The other people I'm talking to are 10s.
Don't you love when you meet a guy and you're like, oh my god, this guy is so perfect. And then you guys talking like every single day. And then he ghosts you.
We're all addicted to something, right? Some people are addicted to food, other people are addicted to gaming, and I'm addicted to liking guys who don't give a fuck about me.
Very often we talk about narcissism, codependency, red flags, like all this kind of stuff. Let's start talking about the good qualities in a man. So, ladies, here we go. Get out your notepad. These are the good qualities.
And it's like, Nini's like, if she's a woman, red flag! It's like, yeah, don't want to sound gay or anything like that, but like these feminists are just all over these days. It's sad, very sad. It's just, they don't want to go in, feminine dresses, they clothe sensual, sexual, it's just, there's not many virgins around, and they have Tinder and this and that too. I think they're calling it, I can't even remember the word. I think that's like a one night stand thing. They call it something. I can't remember what they're calling it. But yeah, anyway, sometimes the word comes around. I was like in the beginning, what is that? What are you talking about? I think that's what it is. But anyway.
He's a good man. One, he listens to what you have to say and is actively working on what it is that you need. Now, this isn't about giving or codependency or just trying to please someone. This is about actually wanting to grow and learn more about your partner. Two, he helps you carry your load, so that means...
Let me just stop it there, guys. Ma'am, the only things you should look for as a single mother is another single father. That's all.
For me, if I don't have an emotional connection with you, and I feel like you can't be an amazing father, not just to my daughter, but to my future kids, and you don't have morals, you don't have beliefs that you stand by, that you actually stand by, because a lot of people have a lot of beliefs and things that they say, but their actions are not aligning to their beliefs.
Well, morals spreading legs to every single man that you can. That's kind of, that's apparently the morals that women have these days, There was something in regards to, like, if a woman has been with 5 men, it was, the risk of, divorce was just totally raised to, incredible, so apparently, the more a woman, the more men that a woman has been with, the higher the risk of divorce. And of course, you don't, as a man, want risk of divorce, right?
Their morals, and so for me...
Of course, that just ruins you on so many other levels, of course. And apparently it seems like in the US, and I guess maybe also in Denmark, but at least in the US, they made the women has just made a business out of it. Just ruining men. The system is made to ruin men.
I'm dedicated to...
The thing is, if a woman runs off with another woman or with another man, and she has, then she's unfaithful, and actually she could be stoned. So if she just goes along, she shouldn't expect her children to go along, and she shouldn't expect her husband that she was unfaithful to pay anything to her, So
committing to myself so deeply that I will only commit to someone who is committed to themselves so deeply and is committed to their family and their community and humanity as a whole. And because those values align to mine, those morals and those beliefs align to mine, and I think that society, again, we're just stuck in that chasing after people who are not meant to be with you, chasing after people don't deserve you, because we have those insecurities, we have abandonment issues, we have all of this shadow work that needs to be brought to light, but we're not dealing with it because it's so much easier to ignore it. And
I totally agree with you, ma'am. So you should find a single father. I'm sure a single father knows how to take care of the kids and knows how to treat you.
So I just wanted to address some of the comments that were in my most recent video, I think, where someone commented saying that the reason I'm single is because no man wants to be with someone who's going to put a child's needs before their own. So the comments were mixed. Some people were like, yeah, no, I come before children. Like, I don't know. A few people pointed out that there should be kind of like mutual respect and needs met, etc., which is right, 100%. Someone else or a couple of other people pointed out how when you're with someone and you have children, your children will eventually leave and move out and have their own lives, so it's important to have each other, which I fully agree with. This comment was saying that their needs as a full-grown man come before the needs of a child. That was it. That was the long and short of it. Now, I'm not disputing that obviously a man needs to be a priority too. 100%, which when you're in a relationship, you should be each other's priorities. But you should also be your own priority. And children do come first to an extent. Now, I'm not saying a child comes above and beyond everything else at all. But a child needs someone to do it. They're a child. They're a small human. They're not fully developed. They need help with their needs. Adults don't.
I fully agree, ma'am. But I also know that as a single mother, you will never put a man before your kids. It will never happen. So why would a single man bother with that? There are too many problems, too many risks, too many baggage. Why do that? I don't get it.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't matter how many times you tell her. It seems like most women doesn't understand. Like, why don't you? Why? Just have 4 kids, right? It's not no issue, right? What are you talking about? Yeah. Many years ago, I was with a woman that had 3 children, and I'm sure she would probably have been. I was an amazing woman in regards of. If she hadn't had children, I think we would have been pretty good together. Oh my, there's just so much. One of the times I was like, so much, you end up using so much energy. These children has so much energy, and it's just, so yeah, it's just. You can kind of rather want your own, right? If you're going to use so much energy, so many resources, and you rather want your own, right?
I was like 21. I dated this guy that had kids. I was 21. He was 21. He had like a 3-year-old daughter. So I've been in like the stepmom role, and I remember that the little girl, she struggled. The mom never wanted to meet me. I was okay. I was ready to meet her. I didn't care. I understood this was her family, but she wanted nothing to do with me. And she would eventually tell the little girl, "Oh, if Daddy gets a new girlfriend, he's gonna throw you in the garbage. He doesn't want you anymore." And it was really causing a lot of problems between me and this guy. And when I tell you, he was the nicest, most amazing man I ever dated. Good looking, just a great person, a great guy. It just didn't work out between him and her. And he never really took that about her. So, and eventually after dating for like a year, and I thought, oh, eventually he'll calm down. She's upset because he's got a new partner. Eventually she'll calm down. She'll realize, like, whatever, he's moved on. And it never really happened. So eventually we broke up. It did tear us apart because I saw it for what it was. This was a family in turmoil. It didn't matter that I wanted to get my nut on with this cute guy. None of that mattered. What mattered was there was a 4-year-old little girl that was really confused, really struggling, adjusting to the back and forth of splitting custody, adjusting to new partners in both parents' lives. It was a lot, and I personally felt inappropriate.
Just think about it, guys. If she, as a woman, had so many problems with a single father, you as a man, besides having to deal with the baby daddy, you also have to provide for that child.
Yeah, the thing is, if you get into, you kind of make the harder for them to, for the mother and the father to actually get together if you get in there as well. So it also feels wrong on that level as well, because you might be, one of the reasons that it just doesn't, that they don't reach out to each other, right? I don't know. But anyway, it's just, if you are there, you kind of, become a. So it just seems, just wrong on so many levels, and you get into all these, a lot of energy used on a lot of nonsense. So anyway,
You up for the romantic weekend you had planned? You take videos, and you show him what he's missing.
Everybody grown until it's time to communicate.
So another one here.
guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at modern women getting rejected by men. Now, these are girls who, they're not really getting rejected by the average guy. They're just sick and tired of Chad not giving them commitment, okay? They're out here, they're crying, oftentimes in their cars, and that's what we're going to be covering on today's episode. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the creator of today's episode, which is Manosphere. He goes through the trouble of putting together these videos, which is absolutely horrendously painful because you have to listen to these individuals multiple times. So don't forget to give him some support. And without further ado, let's just jump right into the video.
2 hours ago. Well, he's probably just really busy. Like, it's literally a Monday, so I was starting to panic, but then I thought he had to get home from work, have a shower, and he takes really long showers. You know what happened? I bet he crashed his car on the way home from work. I wonder if I can look that up on the DVLA. Maybe his grandma died, and they probably just doing like the funeral in the same day. Just do it all in one. Maybe he died. I mean, it's a possibility. Active 2 minutes ago. Maybe I should ask about his grandma.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Women Getting Ghosted. Now, I know it's all fun and games when men get ghosted, but when women get ghosted, it's over. They need to tell the entire world about this great injustice. Oh, and if you are one of the men that have been ghosted and didn't cry about it on the internet, then a sub would be really appreciated.
Did you know? It's scientifically proven that telling your friends and family about the person you like does impact their chances of ghosting you.
I'm sorry for ghosting, but ghosting is what I do. Cause if I'm feeling too attached, I might care about you.
Okay, listen up. I got ghosted. Very sad story. Whatever. But I wrote a song about it, and I kind of like it. You didn't reply, is it? Very sad, huh? Think about all the people you didn't reply. Sin here, sin there. Now it's your turn. You deserve to be sad.
This is the story of how I got ghosted harder than anyone I think has ever been ghosted in their entire life. So back in January, I was seeing this guy. One night, I got off work at around 3 in the morning, and he lived a block from my work.
Like, you know, a lot of these videos, they just put all that paint on themselves. It's just totally fake when it's like, it's not even them, you know. I don't get this, you know. I guess it took me a lot of years to, you know, kind of to recognize or to understand that women are just total deceivers, you know.
You deserve to be sad.
You know, all this makeup, just it's paint. So she's sitting there, and well, she has tattoos on both arms and all that. It's just, it's just not, you know. And she's actually not looking that, you know, you can see that her face has some things here and there. Yeah, so,
Story of how I got ghosted.
you know, her natural looks. Oh, well, actually, she might actually already have done something to her eyes and eyebrows and all that. But anyway.
Anyone I think has ever been ghosted in their entire life.
So she has some spots on her chin and all that, and
So back in January.
and then she begins on her lips, and
One night.
and then just all that paint, you know, just totally paint here, and then she begin to brush it out, I guess it's called, you know, just it's just insane, you know. It's just paint. She's painted her whole face, you know. She just, it's not her natural, you know. You can see her where she hasn't put paint on, where you have a little red thing in her face, right? And the paint is just
3 in the morning.
just. Are you even going to see her you know, changing a different color in her face, you know, if she has all that paint on? This is all the face. All the face. He just painted her whole freaking face. The whole freaking face. You know, I just can't believe that what women is doing. So, you know, and I understood that they were, you know, changing their hair color, right? And I thought that was stupid as well, just total nonsense, right? Because if you're looking for a blonde woman, a white woman, in regards of the hair color and all that, and she has colored her hair, it's just, you know, you buy, you know, you might be buying something wrong, right? It's the same thing with all this deception going. Yeah, it's all deception in this world. It's just disgusting, you know.
I got to his house. He was like way more than he sounded like he was on the phone.
I'm just gonna pause it here for a second. It's always amazing to me, guys, how a lot of these women will get so confused.
You know, I don't get, you know, in regards of deception, right? It's all deception. It's not even her. It's a mask. You know, you're dating a mask. I don't get it.
They'll be like, no way, you're kidding, right? He didn't want anything serious with me? Who would have seen that coming? I'm so shocked that he ghosted me. And the first thing that comes out of this woman's mouth when she's describing her relationship with this guy is, oh yeah, I was talking to him and he invited me over to his house one night. You know what I'm saying, guys? It's like, of course he's not interested in a relationship with you. Anyone looking at the situation can tell you that, but these women will choose to ignore that when it's a guy that they're attracted to.
Which, like, was fine. I didn't really care at all. But I just, like...
Oh, she's putting some other kind of painting on her.
That because he seemed, like, really weirdly... And he kept, like...
And now she put some red on her chin, and now she's doing things on her top, and...
debating back and forth between, like, should we go out, should we stay in? And I was like, okay, I'm down to go out, but it's 4:30 in the at this point, dude. Like, do you have somewhere we can go? Because...
Like, I can paint the picture, I guess, you know? It's like... How would I ever... I think it's just so deceptive, you know?
To a dude's house at 4:30 in the morning, and then, like, after all this is said and done, he got ghosted. Like, anyone with a brain looking at the situation could tell you that the dude doesn't look at you in any sort of serious capacity at all.
Finally, he was like, you know what, no.
So now her redness thing, now she is giving, you know, smeared that out and all that.
I think you're right, I think it's...
So she's just like putting multiple layers on a painting, right?
I think we should just go to sleep. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And sorry, I should have clarified, like, yes, I was...
And again, I remember, you know, that was, you know, I haven't met that many women in my life. But I remember one of these, and this was like a dating thing on Facebook and all that, and that was one woman got in contact with, and she came out and all that. She came without any, you know, you see the pictures, right? And it's like, wow, you know, that's amazing, right? She looks amazing, absolutely, totally wow, right? And then she came, and she said she didn't have any, you know, she would come without any makeup or something like that. She was kind of, and it's like, you know, it doesn't even look like the woman on the picture. It's like, it's selling, it's false, what do you call it? False, you know, sales pitch or something like that. It's just, give me a break, you know?
Seeing him back in January, but this is now like March, April. Let me go to sleep, alright?
Like that woman, she's just painting herself all over to become something she's not.
I think.
Now she's powdering some kind of things on, you know, it's just layer on layer on layer. No, it's more paint up. Oh my.
Hours later, and this dude's not beside me anymore. I'm like, okay.
How you going even to kiss this, you know? All the paint, you're kissing a picture?
Art in my fucking sleep. Is he like on the couch or something? That's fucking embarrassing. I laid there for a couple minutes and thought.
Even more, you know.
Myself, like, who knows? Maybe it's in the bathroom. Like, I don't want to like go searching around this bathroom.
And they'll want, you know, in regards to this thing that women are using so much time on the toilet to whatever. You know, if they're doing all this thing every single time, why, you know, there's just so much waste of time, you know. And give me a break. To deceive everybody. I understand, like, you know, fixing up and all that, but this makeup, this is just bullshit, you know. Absolutely bullshit.
Apartment, he's just like taking the sneaky shit, you know? So after about 5 minutes, I was like, okay, this is kind of getting fun. After about 5, he's just like taking the something that's fucking embarrassing. You know? Fart in my fucking sleep. Is he like on the couch or something that's fucking embarrassing? I laid there for a couple minutes and thought to myself, like, who knows, maybe it's in the bathroom. Like, I don't want to, like, go searching around this man's apartment if he's just, like, taking the sneaky shit, you know? So after about 5 minutes, I was like, okay, this is kind of getting fun. this dude. So I left his room and started scoping around his apartment. Went to his office, wasn't in there, wasn't on the couch, and also was not in his roommate's room. And yes, I did look in all of those places.
Have you guys noticed how much most women swear nowadays? No wonder you can't find men and they ghost you. There is nothing feminine about swearing every 30 seconds.
I was gonna say exactly the same thing. Guys, every time this woman swore in this video...
Yeah, well, you couldn't hear that, but because that was taken out, you know.
Except for, I believe, once, Manosphere went through the effort of going and cutting it out. Can you guys imagine how tedious that must be? And these are the same women wondering why they can't find a man. Why won't men commit to them? Why won't men marry them? How come I keep getting ghosted? And throughout the course of like a 2-minute TikTok video, she swore like 10 plus times. Insane.
Quick tip if you've been ghosted that somebody did ask me for. Because I'm definitely an expert on this one.
Holy hell, you guys see these crazy eyes?
Yeah, I see them. Yeah, absolutely crazy. You know, just see her look, and it's like, oh my.
My goodness, this reminds me of there's like a meme from a very long time ago, literally like the crazy woman face, and this is exactly the same kind of thing.
An expert on this one. Yeah. I think the ones that get the most hurt from being ghosted are the ones who just newly got out of a relationship or just getting back into the dating scene in general. You're a good person, Sam. You're probably thinking, what in the Moby Dicks did I do to deserve such disrespect? Nothing at all, Brad. Nothing at all. Listen, I remember the first time I got ghosted and how I felt. And the second and the third. I really thought we had something. Here's the cold, honest truth. Until you and that other person communicate that this is exclusive and this is something real, anything's fair game.
Guess what, guys? Chad is never going to communicate that he wants to be serious with you because he doesn't care. Okay, this is what dating in this current society is like, guys. You'll have women who will chase men who aren't interested in them for months and months at a time. Okay, they'll just chase the one dude, no commitment, no nothing, and the girls will feel like, oh, maybe one day I'll get him, or, you know, I'll get the commitment eventually. No, probably not. Probably not. He's just going to either ghost you in the end, or you're going to find someone who has a little bit more potential and you're going to get ghosted by him as well. Guys, one of the biggest red flags in women is if they sit there and tell you how terrible their dating experience is. If they say, all of the ex-boyfriends that I've had, they all treated me terribly, or I can't seem to find a man, that's how you know that the girl is typically incredibly entitled, she's quite possibly incredibly crazy, etc. Let's continue.
If you've been ghosted, then this video is for you. Here are the rules for being ghosted. Number 1, leave them on your social media. Of course, you could block or unadd them, but that shows that you care and they have gotten to you. You need to act unaffected. Number 2, delete their contact.
What's all this talk about acting unaffected? You know, like I see these kind of things like, oh yeah, let's try and manipulate him back. Maybe you should actually just not care because he didn't care about you. But it's always like, oh, how can I make the guy jealous? What can I do to get his attention back? And you know what the solution that a lot of these women come to? It's, I'm going to post a photo with another guy, or I'm going to post a photo of myself in very questionable clothing. And yeah, you might get the guy come back for a night, he might have a little bit of fun with you, but you've basically just confirmed to the man that he was completely right in ghosting you and that you weren't relationship material in the first place.
You cannot be tempted to text them. Number 3, if they are in your private story, you need to leave them there. Like I said before, taking them out of your private story shows how affected you really are.
If somebody ghosts you or ignores you, never ask them why and never send them text messages. Welcome back to my series on how to have value in your self-confidence and attract the right people in your life. I think this is part 7 or 8. The reason you're not going to ever ask them why or send them provocative text messages like, oops, did I forget my bag at your house? Or, oh my god, did we have plans to meet on Sunday? I know you haven't replied, but I just thought I'd ask. We're not going to do that. We're also not going to show up in places where they are, or send any kind of provocation towards them, or
post on social media us having an amazing time with our...
Sorry guys, but I had to post these relationship gurus that give advice about ghosting. I honestly didn't know that you had to be an expert to understand the ins and outs of ghosting. My personal advice is, if you get ghosted, just move on.
Guys, I love how you've got all these dating advice gurus, right? These women who will get on TikTok and say, oh, here's like the 5 things that you need to do to attract the perfect person in your life. Women can already attract men, by the way, guys, right? A lot of the women, the reason why they're actually single is because their entitlement is through the roof and they refuse to quote unquote settle. They feel like they're settling if they get with the dude who's like a plumber or a guy who is beneath their standards in some sort of way, whether that be height, money, status, etc. Okay, so they spend their entire life chasing dudes who are quite frankly out of their league, trying to attract the right energy. How about you choose the right man? How about we talk about single motherdom? How about we talk about divorces? How about we talk about your choices? But of course, we'll never talk about that. Let's keep going.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Dating Sucks and I Hate It Here. This episode is being brought to you by the Center for I'm Really Trying Hard Not to Die Alone. Does someone want to explain to me what goes through a person's mind when they decide to ghost you? Like, is it actually a decision or does it just occur by happenstance?
They just can't be bothered talking to you, probably because you're a giant headache or they're bored and they found another girl. It's really very simple. And guys, in these videos, I groaned at the start of this video because every time we tune into one, it's like I'm either being yelled at, I'm being condescended to. I'm sure you guys get the same feeling when you watch these videos. It's like, why are we being screamed at? The video just started. Okay, I just woke up, man. I just, about to go to the gym. Okay, and these women on TikTok, the first thing they do when they open up a video is they either scream at you or they just act incredibly condescending like you're a child. It's craziness.
Happenstance. What a fun word. Almost as fun as asshole. I'm sorry, let me rewind and give you some backstory. So there was this man that I found attractive, and therefore I decided to go against everything inside of me and put myself out there. You know why? Because it's the thing that everyone keeps telling me I need to do because, as the kids would say, YOLO.
Guys, I'll say this, okay? And this is something that Manosphere brought up recently on one of his videos. Attractive women really don't need to be going and putting themselves out there. Like, they really don't. All of this posting on Instagram, these Snapchat stories, all of this bullcrap. Women who are actually desirable don't do these things. They don't have to put themselves out there because men will just approach them. Girls who go around approaching everybody, putting themselves out there, if you make a woman like that your wife or your girlfriend, you will be absolutely screwed over. Mark my words, guys. You might be a dude, you might be watching this, maybe, you've encountered a situation like this. Give it 6 months and see what happens. Like, these girls who put themselves out there, okay, absolute red flag.
But anyway, I digress. So I start flirting and, sending all the vibes that are saying I'm interested, and then...
Well, I'm just straight up, what a frame this is. Oh my goodness.
I made the first move. Oh yeah, I asked for his phone number, which, who am I? I don't know. Now, I'm not usually the one to put myself out there because of my paralyzing fear of rejection, but I decided to overcome that fear and do it anyway. But to my surprise, a whole new fear formed, which is the fear of wondering whether or not he even wanted to give me his number, and maybe he just did it out of pressure and he didn't want to hurt my feelings. My mind is a thing of wonders. So we start talking here and there, and whenever we did talk, I thought we had really good conversation. But if there's anything dating in this age has taught me, it's that I don't have the first clue as to what healthy male-female interaction looks like. So for the sake of full transparency and accountability, communication was spotty off jump. But I was trying not to be pressed about it because you know why? Everyone keeps telling me, Paige, just go with the flow. Don't expect anything. Have fun. I am not having fun. Now after a while...
Terrible.
That's a terrible advice that women give each other, guys, by the way. They're like, oh yeah, just have fun, just go with the flow, right? Don't secure any commitment, just have fun with the guy, and then they're shocked and surprised when they come to find out that the man didn't want any commitment from the beginning. And by the way, notice how she says at the start of the video that if a guy ghosts you, that makes him an a-hole. It actually doesn't. Probably just means that he doesn't want to talk to you. I love how when women ghost men, it's strong and empowering and it's weeding out the bad apples. It's a positive thing to do. But when men ghost women, we're terrible people, guys. even though the social cues were all there, all there.
Well, he eventually just full-blown ghosts me, and then it would be about 3 months before I hear from him again. And yes, you heard that correctly. I said again. You know why? Because ghosts always return, and apparently I love being a fool. So fast forward 3 months, and we're now in contact again. And for the record, it did not go unaddressed that he ghosted me, which then led to the debate of whether or not ghosting occurred. See, in my opinion, I was 100% certain ghosting had occurred. But to him, the fact that we were now in contact meant that I wasn't ghosted at all, and instead it was just a long pause. That hurt to say out loud. Okay, moving on. He then goes on to apologize and even says that he recognizes that his communication isn't great, but he's working on it.
Yeah, this guy does not give a crap about you. Like, he's just saying whatever he feels like saying whatever he thinks that, you know, you'll appreciate hearing. The apology was probably half-hearted at best. And guys, like, I don't feel sympathy for these women. The story up until this point tells you everything that you need to know. It's funny, guys, like, how these girls, they're talking about accountability, and they're sitting here trying to get a commitment out of men that they have absolutely no business trying for.
Aren't they all? And at that point, it was less about whether or not I believed him, because as far as I was concerned, it was like, hey, give it time, and people will show you who they are. I just wish people would really stop showing me who they are, though.
Ma'am, maybe, just maybe, he ghosted you because he heard you talk.
Yeah.
Celia and I went through a phase in college where
Yeah, 20 minutes with that, you're ready to kill yourself, It's just terrible. So many women just thinks they are like, the princesses and all. They have like this whole high insanity of who they think they are, and it's just outrageous. And it's like, okay, just 5 minutes, hey, I'm out the door. It's like, oh my. Think about that, listening to that for days and weeks and months, years, and whoa. Oh.
where we would come to New York for the night to go out, because at the time we lived in Boston, and so one night I met this guy out at a club. Red flag, he wasn't a promoter himself, but he was like friend.
And by the way, thinking about it, in regards to that woman coming, in regards to having her pictures and all that, and she's, I hit into, and she still has those pictures, where it's like very beautiful, right? And it's just fake, it's just fake. These pictures are just fake. It's just deception, absolute deception. Paint a picture, paint a beautiful picture, right? That's what it is, pretty much. But I guess it was, nice that she showed her, without, makeup, the natural look of herself and all that. But it's just kind of not what you expect when she had put a picture of herself in regards to the profile that was with makeup, right? A picture, right? So it's not what you expected, when you saw the picture, and I didn't realize that that's this huge, it's like, I don't know why I didn't really acknowledge that women are just totally deceivers and just paint themselves up, and it's not even their face, And it's incredible how much they can do with, painting themselves, right? It's like, hey, I'll just paint myself blue or something, right? Going to a date, right? It's just, give me a break, And maybe one should have some paint with them, and if you go on date and she has paint all over her face, you just begin to take the blue thing and just smear it out on the whole face and sit there, right, in front of her, Like when she's asking, what are you doing, Well, I'm painting myself, I guess, we're playing the paint thing, right? Yeah, well, I thought we were playing the paint thing, right? Picture, I'm sorry, I didn't really, a mask, take on a mask, right?
As a promoter, so that is a red flag enough, number one. Anyway, I ended up going home with him because he convinced me we were in love, and of course I was like, oh my god,
We are in love. And weird thing number one, he told me I could not speak like one word because his apartment was apparently like a flex wall that his mom also lived in. And she spent the evenings together. He told me like how magical our connection was. And then I left and went back to Boston and we were like texting every day. But it got to a point where my text stopped delivering to his phone, and then he WhatsApped me and he was like, my phone's broken, but you can WhatsApp me. And then it got to the point where like my messages would just stop delivering even on WhatsApp at 5 p.m. usually, and then they'd start delivering again the next day. I just thought something was wrong with his phone. And then I was so excited because he invited me. He was like, come to New York for the weekend. I have the apartment to myself. And I was like, okay, I'll be there. I was like packing my stuff ready to go, and then just never heard from him again. So I got a text from him 2 weeks later telling me how disgusting I was and that, by the way, he gave me an STD. Like a severe STD, by the way. And then he texted me again. I got a text like another hour later. That was actually his girlfriend. And that he had not actually broken up with his girlfriend. He cheated on me with his girlfriend. It was actually one of the most shocking moments of my life. And he actually did give me an STD. Just not like a severe. He gave me chlamydia. I took a pill, it went away.
I love it when women admit to seeing the red flags, but they just decide to ignore them. Because of patriarchy and oppression, of course.
Oh yeah, absolutely, naturally. I love how, guys, this is what happens. So someone sent this question in, and so this is like someone replying on a comment on her TikTok, and someone here says, I like this series, Bestie. I just got ghosted and I'm very sad. Do you have any interesting ghosting stories? And this is what I'm telling you guys. Some women, they'll just sit there and tell on themselves. Like, look how happy she is while telling you this story. Like, she's sitting here, she's smiling, reminiscing about it. Okay, and girls will always act surprised. They'll be like, they'll see all of the red flags. This guy's like associated with all the club promoters. She met this random dude out at a night on the town in the clubs, okay? All the red flags are there, and then she's like shocked when things go terribly. You know, like she's just absolutely stunned. I can't believe he cheated on me. One of my favorite ones that I keep on hearing, guys, is like, oh, I didn't know that he had a wife. When odds are, a lot of the times, the women actually know these things, and that's actually the reason why they're there. Because they know that the guy is valuable because other women like him, so she tries to poach him.
Yeah, it just seems like ridiculous that, you know, they should be interested in men that is single, right? And, yeah.
And tries to get attention from him. Guys, we're going to be leaving today's absolute just mess of an episode right there. Don't forget to subscribe to Matt.
Oh well, anyway, that's another. I shouldn't push those videos. You don't really get in a good mood, right? In some sense, it's just terrible to listen to all those horror stories. The Roman Catholic Church and the symbol of iron in Bible prophecy. Okay, lots of videos of different things. Well, I already know this. No, it's pretty nice. What organization has it all? Linked to Babylon, Roman Greek roots, no love of the truth, Christian roots, usurper of divinities, deceitful practices, lying wonders, existing for centuries to be destroyed, colors purple and scarlet, persecuting power, rooted on 7 mountains. Well, those 7 mountains are not really real 7 mountains in prophecy, but anyway, could be like a double thing, but anyway, noted for mystery, a mother organization is wealthy trader, stands up against Christ, associated with the number 666, yeah. Oh, that's Columbo.
Oh, Lieutenant.
Well, you know, he found, you know, he's using deception as well, right, in the movie, right?
Dr. Ward, do you have a minute for me? Of course. We can talk in here. I have something to confess. Sex is my whole life, Lieutenant.
Oh, my goodness.
My life. My therapy. My work. My frigid women. My prostitutes. My premature men.
It's a very full life, sir.
Odd sexual events. his assistant.
Is that an art event, sir?
It's a sexual event. I found this the other morning in our bedroom therapy facility. No patients had been scheduled, but the bed had been used. See, that's the kind of behavior we've had around here. And I put that down to David Kincaid's influence.
You do, sir?
Loathed his influence on Dr. Allenby. His cheap crusade to turn sex into something trivial and popular.
Yeah, right. Popular sex, that's something we certainly gotta watch out for that. You were saying something about a confession?
Right. I confess that I despise David. But I want you to know that I didn't have anything to do with his murder.
I'm glad you told me, sir, so I don't get you all confused with the lady in black. This has been very interesting.
Oh, Lieutenant, one more thing. Do you think this is the right time for me to advise Dr. Allenby that she's well rid of David?
You're asking me, sir?
Well, you seem very wise.
Well, Dr. Ward, if I were you, I'd try to do the right thing.
Yes. Of course. That's very good, Lieutenant. Thank you.
I'll see you later.
Yes, okay.
Oh, Lieutenant Colombo, Dr. Neff, do you have a minute?
Anytime, sir.
Lieutenant, I know you've heard all the rumors running around this place. I mean, about Dr. Ward getting nowhere with his crush on Cindy Galt. And Cindy ducking out for cocktails with David Kincaid. And you must have heard about how I feel about Dr. Allenby.
No, I don't seem to have that here.
I've been crazy about her ever since I joined the clinic. And I was deeply jealous of David. But I had nothing whatsoever to do with his murder. I want you to know that.
Right. No connection with the murder.
Lieutenant, with all your experience out there in the world, and in view of what's happened, how long would you advise me to wait before telling Joan I'm in love with her?
If I were you, sir, I would wait until the lady's ready and not a moment longer.
Of course. I should have been able to figure that out for myself. Thank you, Lieutenant.
Oh my.
Oh, Lieutenant, do you have a moment for me? Even though I am going back for my master's in psychiatric social work, I love working for Dr. Allenby, and David Kincaid, he was like coming on to me. I mean, in a very nice way. I mean, he was always a perfect gentleman, and of course I would never do anything to hurt Joan, so there's my problem.
You'll have to clarify that for me, then.
Well, after what happened, if I'm going to be loyal to Joan, should I ever tell her about David's crush on me?
In my opinion, and not speaking strictly as a detective, sometimes kindness is wiser than truth.
Of course. I think I know exactly what you mean. I knew I could talk to you. Thank you, Lieutenant.
Got a minute, Lieutenant?
Just 1 second, sir. Hold the phone. Let me get this straight. The lady in black, she went in there. She went in that door right there.
She went in, she never came out.
And you waited.
Until I asked the attendant to go see if she was in there.
And she wasn't there.
Nobody was there.
Who came out?
How do I know, Lieutenant? Ladies went in, ladies came out.
Just ordinary ladies?
Ordinary ladies.
Ordinary ladies. Did any of these ladies have a suitcase or package? Were they carrying a bag?
I don't know,
something like that?
I wasn't looking for bags or packages. I was waiting for this very exotic brunette.
Miss Hendricks, please, ma'am. Thank you very much, Mr. Lynch. Just check with Sergeant Burke. Keep him informed as to your whereabouts. Ma'am, I'm gonna have to go in there. Would you guard the door, ma'am?
The ladies' room? But it's almost intermission,
Just
Lieutenant.
1 minute, ma'am. 1 minute.
Oh dear.
Just one more thing.
Well, I have some videos in regards of Satan's masterpiece, the Roman Catholic Church. Yeah, madness institution all around us. Oh well, I guess that was okay. If I'm going to make some coffee, I guess I should do it now. Well, I do still have some crumbs from... Oh yeah. Still trying to lose some fat. I need to have some sugar, I guess, as well. I get some energy, but I need to lose more weight for sure. So it's moving forward. Little by little, not too fast, but yeah, sadly, but still, yeah. There we go. A little cup of coffee and just there we go. I'll just let that sit for a little while. And then we squeeze it, and yeah, it's not the best, but it's okay. But anyway, so it's doing its work in regards to the Slim client. Again, it will take some hours to do, and of course, in regards to restoring, takes lots of hours. I have no idea how many hours it takes, but a lot of hours. So, that'll be interesting. So, let's see here. The cooking water. I made some water, and that worked pretty good. I put 15 of those starter things, burning starters and all that. And apparently that kind of seemingly was too much, which is interesting because 14 didn't really, maybe it was because of the air and all that. But yeah, it worked very quickly actually not quickly, but it had a lot of more energy, in regards to boiling the water, just interesting that it would actually have so much more energy. So I'm not sure 14, 15, at least 15, that's more than enough to cook the water. It was blowing out the thing, so. Oh well, former Catholic priest Abraham Lincoln and the Monster Church of Rome. Oh, there's just so many YouTubes on this maniac institution, and there's way too much information, and Yeah, in regards to my new phone, I think I guess one thing one could use it for was just to have it as a MP3 player, pretty much. Because there's so many issues with it. It's and I don't think they will be fixed. I can just use it as an MP3 player for.
They see a church that's on fire
for playing some. What do you call it? Some what is it called? Yeah, books, whatever, book readings, whatever. Or playing some music or whatever.
I am looking.
Because the speaker is pretty loud, so the speaker is, nice enough. But and we have the secret Roman Catholic Church, the Pope abuse, and we should have here have the racket radio. Here's the overviews. We have the overview, and we have multiple.
His word as it is.
Part 1 and part 2 and I think we have 6 parts in total. It took me a little time to find it. Part 3, part 4, part 5, and no. I thought that was part 6. Anyway, at least 5 parts, Here we have overcoming hindrance to speaking in tongues. Oh no. That's in regards of speaking in so-called tongues. I don't even know why they're calling it speaking in tongues, It's just babbling. Speaking babble, dribble. Dribble. Anyway, but this is actually, let's take a screenshot of that and put on Gap, if I'm logged in. I don't know if it actually, I have to test, from portable to move if it's actually locking me out of the, because that's annoying. It shouldn't lock me out just because I'm another computer, because the browser itself should keep the details on it. So that's something I need to test out as well in regards to the 3 different versions of Opera, I guess, and see if there's one that actually works without any issue. Oh, I need to pee as well, and the Dell Wise USB imaging tool is 42% at the moment. Let's go on and let's have a pee, Who cares, Oh yeah. Going upstairs. And I also need to, I really should get fixing on upstairs here and make it ready, so I also need to fix I need to throw that, there's so many. And you have a lot more things than you think, right, Just books and things and oh yeah, that's good, So I was, when I stood up, I was 104 kilos, so it's going downward. Yesterday it was 105, if I recall correctly. And now it's, because I was really looking forward to getting to 105. I was like, oh yeah, 105, that's like a good mark, right? And now I'm 104 kilos. So now it's moving downwards. I can see, I can see it's going downwards. So that's great. I'm really looking forward to hitting the 100 mark, Then of course I'm not done, because I need to get lower than 100, right? I need to get to it under 19. I need to get to around 80. So it's just terrible being, it's a lot of kilos to walk around with, and it's just, yeah. And actually, I took a lot of kilos on, and it's actually hard, I'm actually keeping the fat pretty good, where I don't really look big, I guess it might be because of the breast, whatever, sticking out in some sense, so you don't see the stomach as much. So the kilo seems to, it seems like people don't really think that you are too fat or anything like that, but but then it went totally overboard, and then you could really begin to see that it's sticking out and all that, and that's pretty much where I am at the moment. But it's going low, it's going. We're getting lower, 104.4. I'm swinging a little, 104.5 at the moment. But much of it is pretty much just liquid, at the moment. But it started with 104, usually, in the morning. Of course, sometimes you have something in your, you have not the pants, what do you call it? Shorts on and all that, and some things in the short and all that. But, it's not, doesn't need to be totally exact, right? Yeah, I need to make some juice at some point to get some sugar, some energy in my body. Maybe I'll just make some, I do have 2 different kinds of oranges, so maybe I should try to make 2 different kinds of oranges and taste the difference, see if that's all. I have these apples and they're just very sad for juicing. I also need to take them at some point, but they're, it is like moist, what do you call it? It's not, it's like, it becomes like, like baby food or something like that. They're not really good at making juice. It's still possible, but it takes longer to sort it out, because it becomes this thing. Oh well. So that was another video in regards to the Roman Catholic Maniac Institution, and it seems like it's actually showing the percentage of the backup of the hard drive in real percentage, because when it actually restores the backup, it doesn't. It goes from 0 to 100% again and again and again and again, because it's going through every single file, but it doesn't tell you. So you're sitting there, oh, it's nearly 100%. Oh, no, it's going through again. So it's like 4 gigabyte, 4 gigabyte, 4 gigabyte, 4 gigabyte that it's going through. So I wonder when they're going to update that other phone. Who knows when they're going to update it. It's like 6 months since they last updated it. The new phone that I had. It's like, so, and it's like a new phone. You would expect the new phone to be updated a little more. So, fixing all the issues and this and that. And yet, no update for 6 months. That's horrible. That's just horrible. So 45%. I guess it will be finished in a couple of hours, and I should do something else. Because I can't really do anything about it. It's just going to take that time that it's going to take, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Gap. Oh, I guess I'm still in Facebook jail on Facebook. Let's see at Facebook. I see. Let's run a test. Test. Post. Whoa. Oh, I'm not banned anymore. Interesting. Interesting. Well. So apparently I'm not in Facebook jail anymore. I can actually write on Facebook. Yeah. See here, got another 30 days. Again. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So apparently I can write again on Facebook, although it's kind of, yeah. I thought I still had some days to go in regards of, so I can actually look into in regards of my, I can take some pictures and see if anyone wants it. That'll be great. So yeah, that's pretty good. So I can actually write. Well, it doesn't take you long before I'm, thrown into, Facebook jail again. Bum. Let's see here. Yeah. What does it? Why? Oh well, why is someone who is a Roman Catholic inside a Christian church, right? It's like a Catholic. If you know this here, it's like this nonsense of you give me a. Let's see here.
What happens is God is displeased. God is displeased.
Oh, Roman Catholic. Oh, I think I mistranslated that. Okie dokie. Hvad laver? Now let's see here. Let's give me fire. Yeah. Let's celebrate that we are out of prison with an anti-Catholic.
Satan's masterpiece, the Roman Catholic Church. That is my message for you today on this short video. I'll be speaking about the Roman Catholic Church, their false doctrines, and making a point that they preach a false gospel. Now, I speak to you today as a former Roman Catholic, an ex-Roman Catholic, somebody who was inside the system, got saved, born again of the Spirit, and came out. That's the normal progression of somebody when they come to Jesus Christ. Now, let me give you a definition of the word masterpiece. An outstanding work of art or craft, the greatest work as of an artist, also called masterwork. Now, Satan's most outstanding crafty work of art is the Roman Catholic Church. That is what I'll be speaking about here. Now, Satan, he is so crafty, ladies and gentlemen, you need to realize that you have an enemy of your soul, okay? He wants to take you down. He wants people to be taken off the path of righteousness, the way of life, the way of salvation, knowing Jesus Christ, being born again of the Spirit, getting saved. So he does everything he can to deceive souls. So let me read something to you from Ephesians chapter 6, verses 10 through 12. Listen carefully. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So here's a warning coming.
It's using Roman Pharisee Pope Paulus the First, but yeah, you know, the devil can use truth for his own gain, you know, and so it depends in regards of, you know, you can have both sides say something, right? But one side is deceiving, even if they're saying that, you know, even if they're telling the truth and yet, you know, spinning it 180 degrees. It's very slick, you know. Anyway, so people can still quote it and it can still be true, you know. But, of course, Paulus was using it for his own end. Like we've seen the papacy being, you know, throughout the hundreds of years, you know. Anyway, so that will be interesting to see how long it takes. But oh yeah, I need the pictures of that television and fix it up. And if not, someone wants it, they can have it. If not, I'll just throw it out. You know, I'm not going to take it over to my other apartment. Whichever place that will be. But yeah. So the less is, you know, of getting the computer away, getting some of the furnitures away. Also, actually, I don't know in regards of I had this small little, but if I'm not going to use electricity anymore, it's not really, you know, I don't really need it anymore. But it's just, you know, I use so much energy to find a 400 volts that could use all the 3 spots without any issues and all that. But I guess, you know, I did use it and I do have some, you know, I was out getting it and anyway, okay, well, yeah. I guess it has served its purpose. It has been very good. One of the plates pretty much need to be changed. Then you would have a pretty nice stove. One of the, well, you know, you know, but you must be able to get one, you know, a kind of stove in regards of, although I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I would think that you would be able to track down some kind of. Well, anyway. Halfway in regards of the, if this is correct, then we are halfway around, you know, getting all those data over. What it is, you know, it's a huge amount of data that is transferring, of course. So, of course, it's going to take time. So, yeah. Anyway, I think I'll stop here. Take care, all of you. May Jehovah be with you, and Yeshua, most precious pearl, on the